Hey, it's me again. I was just thinking there as I'm reflecting through my enjoyment of my prison years of 30 years by a couple of months that I had to serve, fighting for my life each day for a crime I did not do. And I was just leaving Whitemore prison. And I remember it was a crazy place, Whitemore, a metallic prison, and they huckled me out my cell, a gang of them, with helmets and shields, the usual. That's the way they used to take us out when things were difficult. Anyway, they're marching me out and up by the office and to the stairway area between the wings to take me into the corridors down to reception as I'm going through where the staff room was. And I looked in, I swear to God, there was about 20 screws and they're all up in the chairs jumping and all that, yeah, and calling me fucking all sorts of Fenian bastard, scum, everything you could think of, the murdering Scottish bastard. And you know what I mean? And I always remember as I'm getting huckled with this army of shields and helmets and that, and all this going on outside in my peripheral view as I'm getting dragged along the corridor, all out into the corridor, and this woman officer, a wee face like that, looking at me, and she was called Fiona, this officer, and this, you know, she had an unfortunate face, would be nice, you know, it's one of the faces that took you sort of a rough night, the night before, if you were meeting her the next day, to get the courage up to look at her face. It was that sort of distorted and ugly, you know. She was really cruel to a mirror, you know. All mirrors should be smashed around that lady's presence, but nonetheless she was a nice person within herself. She just had a long face, that's why people called her Horsey. I presume, but she was a strange lady, and for some reason she took a liking to me. And I remember this day I'm sitting out the cell in the chair in the landing, and I'm watching her, and she's slipping along, and then she just sort of stands with her arms over the railing like that, just where I'm sitting here, and the railing's in front of me, and she's there leaning over a railing with her sticking towards my face, and I'm watching in the periphery of my view. Next minute this fucking arse is getting bigger and closer and closer and bigger and bigger and closer. I'm like, oh my God, it's a fucking full moon, or either dawn's up at a crack, I don't know, but there's something looming towards me. Anyway, she's fucking, and anyway, I got up, I'm like, oh, Fiona, it's you, and she's like, oh, and I was just talking, you know what I mean, about your artwork to some of our prisoners, and you know, they were saying that you would never do a piece for an officer. And I'm like, well, what's she on about? And she was on, and she said it's about the clowns. You know, I was doing a selection of clowns at the time, pastel, beautiful, contrasting images of clowns and mass style, and the torment within the looks and eyes in the background, and the pictures within pictures that I created from a picture, and fascinating stuff. I loved it. Anyway, I didn't do anything for the screws. Well, I should have, for folks. I was at war with them. You know, they were holding me against my will. I was an innocent man, and you know, I wanted my life back. It was not a game to me. It was literally every day, every moment I was unlocked. I fought for my freedom in my head. I shouldn't be there in the first place. So, you know, I didn't adhere to the criteria of the rules and regulations. No, not at all. Fought for my life. Anyway, she got talking about the clowns and that, and she said how it disappointed her that, you know, she couldn't get one. And after a while, you know, I need to get my eyes prepared. You know, I gazed upon her loveliness, because the beauty itself was lovely, I suppose, in an ugly way, but in a harmonic way, the balance of nature. All find a heart within of love and compassion, and she did have a good heart, and it was full of compassion. And I said to her, Fiona, I said, you know, your true beauty lies within you. That's where the true self lies, within you. I said, always remember that. I said, and I will do you a picture, you know, and I did, you know, and I gave her it this day, and she wanted to give me things and that for it, but I said, no, I don't want nothing for it. I said, I couldn't take nothing for it. I said, I'd give you it, you know, as a gift, to show you that, you know, I mean, my fight is not against the system or the prison officers. You know, you just make it hard upon me because you try and restrict me doing what I'm doing. I don't adhere to your criteria, your rules, but I have my own principles and morals that I adhere to and live by, and they don't include rules set by a system that's there to punish the guilty. when I was amongst them as an innocent man. Not an angel, as in never an angel, I never said I was. You know what I mean? But I was not a stone cold killer and sadistic torturer and all the other things that they said I was in this ruthless underworld that they said I was part of in London and elsewhere, and other links of the waters and things that they create and escalate in the mind of fools and create a myth around an image or a person, and before time they believe it is real when it's a creation of an illusion they created to justify the injustice of my incarceration. Anyway, getting back to him, that was just getting away with Fiona there, the poor woman with the unfortunate face, and she always tried to get her arse as close to me as she could, and she really tried it on with me, but my Wally could never stand up to something like that. I would be shamed for the rest of his life. Fuck's sake, man, my helmet would never shine again if it fucking stood to that. Not that she was not worthy of attention for some, unfortunate soul, but not for me or my Wally. No. Anyway, I remember looking at me like as I'm getting dragged out, and that was because of, I think, the final sort of broke the straw, the camel's back, so to speak, as we had a sort of mini riot. It was just before the big riot with Mickey Mullins and Paul Norman, and that fucking pulled the pool table over and started pelting the office with the pool balls, and the whole place, the Whitewall riot commenced. You know, that actually was over us because we were bombing it at the place. At the time we made these devices up and we were setting them around the wings in the prison and setting them off and things like that, and that was subversive activity, subversive time. A lot of people didn't like the officers and the system. They had done it for their reasons, you know, but there was a lot of madness going on, a lot of them and us, and, you know, hostility. Maximum secure prisons, you know, they're ruthless. You know, everyone lives to the standard that they want to live, and with all the London gangsters and all the other people from around the England and the world that frequent the establishments, it's not a walk in the park. It's interesting characters, each and every one, and the dispersive systems where all the cat A's and all them sort of people are held, you know. And we had this mini riot. It was absolutely crazy. We were flying bins up at the offices because it was all sort of railings, bars all the way down like a square, and the three wings were off that, and then the other part of the wing takes you to the corridors and into education down to the other part of the prison and kitchens and all sorts of things like that. But we that square where the bars and all that, and that's where everyone was getting flung at. And I always remember this big massive full wall of flame just erupted, and it was, what we used to do is get the malt powder, and that was very flammable, so we get loads of it and just let it all off at one go so it all float down, and then someone would set a light to it and it just big massive ball of flames. It was beautiful to see, with everyone chanting and screaming and all the bins and fires going off in the bins and the paper and the rubbish and the furniture all getting broken and all the squealing and the din, the noise, the madness, insanity of the primal self emerging, the edit self alive in the midst of madness, and you could do what you want. And I remember everyone's running up to the gate and shouting and swearing, and the commotion was everywhere, and there was a big group of screws behind the gate where the office sort of part was, and the governor was there, and they're trying to sort of negotiate with some of the lads. And I remember I sneaked away through, and I'm through the lads' feet and all that, and I've got the flask, you know, and I get there at the front, so I've got the fucking in between feet and all that, I got the flask out into the cup, boiling water, and I managed to just flick it, whack! Flung it right up and managed to get the governor right down the side, boiling water, like, yeah, right, get that, and I slithered backwards into the commotion of the feet and all that, and then got back to my feet and made good my escape. And that's when my claim to fame's that was my wee bit of my subversive activity. That, yes, it was brutal, totally brutal for doing something like that, but in the midst of the times at that time, that's what was required, and that's what I did. You know, I wasn't an angel. I was fighting for my life, literally fighting for my life. I was writing letter after letter after letter to MP after MP, all sorts of people begging for help, begging begging that they could understand that I shouldn't have been in prison. It was, you know, the enormity of the injustice that happened to me. You know, what am I meant to do? Capitulate and give in and die? Be a hollow person, a soul that's sorrow, you know, and it just couldn't lift its chin. It was that down. You know, I was a young man who was involved in another young man brutally taken from this world through a extreme act of vicious violence. I didn't kill Mark, you know. And I'm sorry that I didn't kill him, because if I did, I'd have been out and spared the torment that I endured through it all. And that's just the price I suppose I paid, and I accept also, because I didn't save his life neither, or get assistance after the man was stabbed eventually, Mark. You know, so in my own head, you know, I didn't kill him, and I had no intention of killing the man, but yeah, I was sent down for his murder. But every moment and every day I fought for my life back, and as I say, I was in a vicious, violent world, and I had that side of it there, all that madness within, and then outside with Ice Cube, as I call her now, Sinead, or Jenny, depending what mentality she had on at the time. Yes, but she was fighting in the campaign outside, and Fred and everything. It was, you know, the things that did keep me alive and sane, because I was sane completely all the way through everything, and you know, I get involved in all sorts of things. It wasn't a full riot. That was about a week or 2 weeks later when Whitemore properly went up. You know what I mean? Oh, that's a tale and a half. I've spoke to a lot of the lads afterwards about that, and that came from our activities, because we were making devices up and putting them around places. And I remember we put one in the bin, and it's where the screws sit down in the ground in between the wings, and they would play cards, you see, and they'd be sitting there like that with a wee table of cards, and there was a bin by the side, so we put a wee device in the bin, you know, and we had a wee crude, I think it was a 20 minute or 15 minute fuse, you know, out of B&H. And we got it instantly, and then started to land, and the next minute it was a big boom, and a big ball of flames. Next minute the screws jumped and leaped, and sheer fucking all the shite was flying out of them.